All right, for this next bit, we're going to use a file I have here called bubbles. So we're going to use this bubble for reflection. This has a lot of detail and information. It's a soap bubble. It's kind of cool. So take the elliptical marquee tool. So you click here, go down here. All right, and hold down the shift key to make a perfect circle. Doesn't matter where, as long as the full circle is within the image. And then go to select, and you should have a transform selection. All right, holding down shift key all the time to keep your proportions right. Where basically just go to the edges of the circle. Since it's a perfect circle or close to it, it should fit right in. You can use the arrow keys to move left, right, and down and up, and that's good. Hit return and hit the mask button, or Command J to copy. Command J, it's easier. Command J made a new layer via copy. All right, and I can now just drag this over, and look at that, we got a bubble. Well, it's under all this other stuff, but look at that, we got a bubble. Okay, I don't need all the color information here. In fact, I don't want it. So we're going to just go ahead and get rid of that. Adjustments, hue saturation, and just take saturation all the way down to nothing. Makes it a black and white. Okay? All right. So the first thing we're going to do is convert this. Let's just call this bubble. That's fine. Convert this to a smart object as per usual. And let's go here and screen. It's pretty good. So screen, basically anything that's dark gets transparent and everything that's white is shown. All right, Command T to transform, and you're going to bring this down to the circle. You're going to try to bring it as close to, as possible to the edge of the light bulb that we created. So use your arrows if you need to. You zoom in, Command Alt plus or Control if you're on a PC. And something like this. All right, let's bring it a little closer. So this bubble is really helping sell the idea that there's a lot of reflections that's all spherized, as would be on a light bulb. If you really wanted to, you could bring this sort of middle section over here on the right. It wouldn't be that hard. You can just rotate it. I personally liked it straight, so I'm not going to do that. I like it like this. Okay. So I'm pretty close here, pretty good here. I think we're good here. So I'm just going to hit return, and we're good. Okay. Now zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to make a duplicate of this. So just drag it over here, or Command J, and bring it, and we're going to use this over here. So for this curve, but here it needs to be bigger. Command T, make it a little bigger, and try to see this curve right here? I'm trying to match that a little inside. All right, don't worry about disconnecting yet. We'll work on that. But I want something kind of like this that follows the curve of this bulb. So that's pretty good. And now, if I want to make another copy, I can just hold on the Alt key and click and drag and made a copy of that layer. See that? All right, and this time we're going to bring it up here. Something like that. That's pretty cool. All right, now let's do some masks. Masks, so mask for you. Whoops, not that button. Mask for you, and mask for you. Okay, go to this first one, and with the brush tool, make sure that you have no hardness at all. Make it pretty big, like so. We're just gonna get rid of this bottom bit because there's no edge there. All right, so black right here in the foreground, and let's just brush this edge out. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we'll go to this one, which is the bottom one here, and just get rid of some of this right here. Maybe a little bit of this edge, just so it's not quite as hard. And then here, a little bigger, get rid of that. See, so it kind of looks like it connects. It all connects. All right, and then just a little bit of the edge. So we're pretty good. Okay, I feel like the bottom was a little too high, so let's just bring that down a tab. So V for move, and that's this tool right here. And let's bring this down just a touch. There you go, that's better. Okay, so we've added the reflections, and now we are going to there's something missing here. If this were transparent, you would see the other side of this. So that's kind of missing. So let's do that. To do that, we're going to use the pen tool. So P for pen, and let's zoom in a little bit. 100% is fine for now. And what I want is I want this bottom bit to be a little darkened, but I don't actually want to darken it, so I'm going to lighten the rest, and I'll show you in a second. So I'm going to click and drag and hold down the Alt key to make this a sharp edge. Okay, something like this, like so, and then one down here, like so. Okay, you can even bring this down a little bit like that, and then just click, click, boom. There you go. All right, now this one I can adjust. So I'm basically imagining that this metal continues, and then we're seeing the inside on the other side of the bulb, right? Something like that. Okay, and something like this. It's pretty good. Okay. All right, so we have this. Now I'm going to create a group within this group. Okay, and mask. All right, so we have this vector mask. It always takes that second one. All right, and within this, let's create a curves, and bring the white point high and like this. Okay, but I don't want it to do it everywhere. I want to take a gradient, black to transparent. I'm going to say disappear down here. So I just want a little bit of highlight. Maybe that's too much. Let's go like this, right? So it's just a highlight in the bulb, but it looks like this bit is shadowed, right? And I can always come back in here and say, well, P for pen tool, this little thing, maybe it's a little too, let's make it a little thinner. That's the nice thing about these vector masks is you can always come back and edit them, and they're really nice. All right. Okay, so I'm imagining this is the back side. We're still going to add some more shading that'll help convince that, but for now, pretty happy with that. And there's another thing. Do you remember in the very beginning we had this bulb here? Let's bring that in. Okay, let's bring it at the top up here. It's all white. Let's put this in multiply, which means it darkens. Okay, so before it, after it. You see it added all the shading that we had in the original photo. So that's pretty cool, huh? See, it showed it. Oh, look at all that shadow. I couldn't have possibly drawn that in as perfectly as that photo. Adds a little grain, etc., etc. So that's pretty cool. Next thing we're going to do is create a new layer. This time we're going to fill it with 50% gray and put this in overlay mode. This is commonly known as dodge and burn. So we're going to do shadows. Okay, and duplicate this layer and call it highlights. So while you're not seeing gray, overlay makes anything that is perfectly 100% gray, so 50% black, completely transparent. And anything that's dark or light will show up. So if we go to shadows and we take our burn tool, which makes things darker, and I go in here and I say, okay, well, let's burn here. You see it's adding that shadow. So I'm doing this a little bit in different areas to kind of help convince the shading, or the blue rather, that this is where there's shadow. It's pretty, so I'm just burning the grays, and so I like this, something like this, maybe a little bit up here, somewhere here, okay. And let's go to highlights and do the opposite. So instead of burn, we're going to dodge and midtones. And let's go and highlight around here a little bit, a little here. So it kind of adds that. You see that shadow really came out. See, before I did those, it's like this, and now after, I've added quite a bit of shading. So maybe go back to shadows. I kind of want this bit to be a little darker. Let's go down to burn. Let's kind of darken that a little bit. Now another thing is I want my, remember this little piece that I did? It's a little bit of a hard edge. I want that to be soft. So I'm going to click on this mask right here, and I'm going to hit feather in the properties of this mask. See, it's making that a little bit blurry. So it is behind the water. That illusion is a lot better now. Okay, so that's that, and that's pretty good for the lighting. I can always come back and add some more, but for now let's leave it and leave it a little open to when we have some more elements.